Welcome to the first episode of Zero Ball Knowledge. I'm your host, Chris Wilson. I'm here with my mates, Josh Johnson. How you doing?
Hello, mate.
I'm here with our other good friend, AJ Capelli. How you doing, man?
What's up, mates?
What's good, mates? All right, this is our first pod, Zero Ball Knowledge. We're excited for you to join us on this journey. We're going to talk soccer, basketball, so many more sports, but today we're going to focus on one sport, soccer, the one close to our hearts. And we're going to dedicate this whole thing to the Premier League. And boys, I cooked up a little something for you. I hope you like it. Coming to the end of another Premier League season where we watched Arsenal commit the biggest of treason. They actually bottled the league. The so-called champions in January couldn't help but feel fatigued. Pep and City chased them from 8 points down and made Mikel Arteta's smile turn to a frown. Pep's protege in his bed where he lay, continuing to dream about how he let that sweet silver trophy end up with another football team. Chelsea spent loads and loads, but yet here they implode, sacking their managers one after one, till 12th they finished after all said and done. From Tuchel to Potter, they thought their season would start to get hotter, but colder it got as the engine continued to sputter. They brought back Super Frank, and yet their season continued to tank. They cried for the end of the season. Oh boy, they had a ton of reason. Come June, a new manager will take watch as they bring in rival Spurs former best man, Poch. But here lie Enzo, Sterling, Mudryk, and tons more too. They made all these signings, yet their club is still a hullabaloo. And well, United, where to begin? They won a trophy, but could barely get an away win. From Ronaldo's interview to Rashi's return to the king, United's roller coaster of a season went up and down from fall to spring. Eric's brought them home the Carabao, but everything off the field will make you raise an eyebrow. Will it be Sir Jim or the Sheik? This needs to get done quick. The fans are continuing to freak. Another summer gone, all their transfer targets have moved on. What will they do? Surely it's got to be soon. City finished on top of the mountain, oil money spilling out of their team like a fountain. They added a robot who nobody could stop, making defenders feel as if they were props. From 8 points down to three-peat champs, Pep has year after year left his shiny bald stamp. For them, this must feel like the minors, but will he and City finally get that elusive Champions League they desire? Liverpool, Spurs, and Villa too finish off their seasons knowing they have a lot to do. Newcastle's brilliance after the takeover gave them so much more. Eddie Howe finished top four, opening that bright, big Champions League door. For them, a big summer awaits, and with that, the need for quality players indicates that although they finished in the Prem where they did, the Champs is a whole new adventure, heaven forbid. Brighton lost their Potter wizard, but a new one was brought in, and shine, oh, he did. Stylish football from De Zerbi was shown, even made the big clubs turn with their minds all blown. The mid-table clubs have all made their case, yet no complaints for them as they all retain their place. And the best of the best, yet I'm sure they can't wait to rest. Relegation sadness and fighters' remorse. Southampton down after 11 years on the horse. West Ham dominant in Europe in the Prem. West Ham dominant in Europe, but in the Prem they left a stain. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest will live on thanks to Steve Cooper's reign. Everton leads Leicester. One of these three are next. One game to play. Which one of them will wreck? Burnley, Sheffield from the championship below. We wait to see, will it be Luton or Coventry to go? At Wembley, they'll play a spot in the Premiership to claim. To the best it'll go. The end of the season is starting to show. As we finish this off from top to bottom and end to end, we realize no matter how our team's doing this crazy show, May still comes around and we say, oh, Premier League, please don't go.
That was a beautiful rhyme.
Beautiful. I was like, oh man, he's tearing up Arsenal.
Man,
It was everybody.
Yeah, man, everybody got
Everybody
torn up,
got
man.
it. Oh, you should have tore up Liverpool. Get out of here.
Nah, I had to tear up our three clubs. You know that. I had to spend more time on our three clubs, and I just gave everybody else their little tidbits to go.
What a way to lay the foundation for the pod.
Hey man, look, Jack Collins from Ranks, bro. That guy knows how to spit some rhymes.
There you go.
Take some inspiration, move where we can. So, hey man, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited to be here. I know we talked about this for how long? 2 years. And now
time.
we finally
a little bit.
We finally are sitting down and recording a pod. We're gonna start. AJ, if you want to start, we're gonna do our highlight of the week. What's your favorite thing that you've seen in soccer for the last week?
What is my favorite? You know what my favorite thing is? I think it's City's B team beating Chelsea today 1-0.
I bet you did enjoy that, huh?
Yeah. I gave up hope after, the Forest game didn't matter. They're already gonna lose that, but
yeah. All right, so City's B team, their drunken B team, beating Chelsea 1-0 today. Sweet. All right, Josh, what you got? Highlight of the
Um,
week.
so as a Chelsea fan, it's pretty rough, obviously, but I will say that there's two for me. One being Mr. Florian Balogun becoming a U.S. soccer player.
Let's go.
That's absolute class for us.
Months
Guy's
and months
got
of waiting.
guy's got what, 2 assists, 20 goals right now in
Yeah.
Liga
Yeah,
E.
he's at 20.
Yeah, he just,
Loney.
yeah, he just broke
Yeah.
the record for most goals scored by an American player in a top 5 league today.
That's insane, dude.
And
And
he's only 19.
he's an Arsenal Loney, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's Arsenal.
It's incredible. I mean, at one point during the season, he was contesting for a Golden Boot, but he's got
Yeah.
like more goals than
Yeah.
Messi
Mhm.
and like Ben Yedder, some
Well, that's
vets.
not hard,
So
bro.
You're not wrong.
when you're
but
when you have more goals than the GOAT, yeah, I mean, come on,
Yeah.
bro. But
Yeah,
I gotta say
listen.
that, and then Trent's goal, bro.
Yeah,
That was a
Oh, on
lovely
Monday?
goal.
yeah,
Yeah, against
Yeah.
Leicester.
yeah.
I mean, how?
Did you see? So he scored that goal, and then Tottenham on Saturday morning did the exact same thing, and Harry
Oh, yeah.
Kane.
The set piece,
I
Harry
saw
Kane set
I saw that
piece,
Harry
yeah.
Kane goal. I
Yeah.
saw
It was-
that. We'll talk a little bit about Harry Kane later, but yeah, that was beautiful. That was
It was.
beautiful. A little
Yeah.
set piece play. But yeah, that's
It
it for
was.
me. How about
All
you?
right, I got one, and AJ's not gonna like this, but Saturday I sat and watched the Arsenal Forest game, and dude, I don't watch many lower level teams. You can call me a casual, whatever. But watching Forest at home was holy crap, man. I understand they're fighting relegation, but I've never seen a stadium so pumped and so upbeat and excited for a game.
1-0.
1-0, they fought the
1-0.
entire time. That first of all, that goal was not great. But that's besides the point. Forrest fighting hard. Steve Cooper, dude, the nicest manager in the league, world-class guy. They deserve to stay up. But dude, their fans singing all night long, keeping the team into it. That's my highlight of the week. Getting to see Nottingham Forest give everything they had to stay up this week.
Does that keep them out of relegation for good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then-
they like clinched it for him.
Oh
yeah,
man, that's beautiful.
Beating Arsenal gave them out of relegation, and it gave City the title all in one game.
City the title. City did not play a game and they won, or they didn't play and they won.
Yeah, and so that's the third. I told AJ this. That's the third time they've won the title without
They've won it
playing.
without playing,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did it.
Arsenal.
This Arsenal one.
You know,
United in 2018 when we lost to West Brom, and then United when we lost to Leicester 5-3 a couple of seasons ago.
you know what's funny is Arsenal's best season is equivalent to Chelsea's worst season because we both finished with 0 trophies. That's insane.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
insane.
Hey, my favorite part about Arsenal's downfall is 82 points. That's they greatest season for Arsenal a long time. You know who achieved 82 points and gets ridiculed every time? My guy Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, bro. 82 points in one of his seasons. And he gets ripped apart in the media. But hey, he did the same thing as Mikel, and Mikel's great. So
It's all right.
But hey,
you know what?
Mikel's great.
Another thing positive that I can take for my club is our men's club is absolutely garbage and in shambles, but our women's club,
yeah,
come on,
It's winning
FA Cup-
trophies,
FA
FA Cup
Cup three-peat.
winners this past
Cup three-peat.
weekend. Yeah,
winning 2021,
It's okay.
2022,
It's okay.
2023. Hey, Arsenal's women's team is really good too.
I mean, Arsenal's women's team won the same amount of trophies as their men's team this year, though. So
yeah, there you go.
All right,
dude. I love these highlights. It's going to be a great part of starting it, especially when we get into more sports. We'll get more highlights. Let's get into the good stuff. Premier Week 37 had a lot of good games. Did you guys catch any games besides our own?
Let's see. Fixtures.
Started Thursday in Newcastle, Brighton. Let's go game by game. Newcastle, Brighton, 4-1.
What a game.
Yeah.
Starts off with an own goal from Undav.
Yeah. Newcastle go up 2-0 at the half.
I gotta say, honestly though, Newcastle was definitely the team that surprised me the most this season. I'd say either between them and Brighton, because I mean, first of all, we stole Brighton's manager, and how embarrassing is it that we steal their manager, yet they still finish sixth
in a
place, and we
European
are
sport.
in.
Yeah.
Well,
We're in 12th. They're 6 spots ahead of us.
Bro, they're
But, I
thanking
mean-
you.
Yeah.
They're thanking you at Brighton for taking Potter away
mean-
from them.
I mean, their club plays beautiful football, and so does Newcastle. And I think this season was a huge statement for Newcastle as a club in what's to come. And oil money talks, bro.
Yeah,
really does talk.
they're gonna need some big players,
Yeah.
man. Like you can't walk into the Champions League with Dan Burn at left back though.
Oh no.
Like no offense,
They're gonna
but, like,
spend money.
They have to.
They have to spend money.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
gonna get some big quality players. AJ, you want to talk about Tottenham Brentford, bro?
Sure, I'll talk about Tottenham Brentford. I didn't catch the game personally, but I did see the Harry Kane set piece, and that was quite beautiful set piece work. And I mean, you can see that like he's like the only sign of life in that club because the second half
Yep.
is so trash. Their defense is so bad. You could see 3 goals
I mean,
in the
look
second half.
at their back line, dude. Langlet,
Yeah, I
Sanchez,
know.
Davies,
Well,
Royal.
so the funny thing is they want to buy.
I thought
they're
Sergio Romero played.
Sergio Romero. That's a goalkeeper.
No, sorry, Christian Romero.
Christian Romero. There you go.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I thought Christian Romero played.
Yeah. Well, they went long. They signed Longley on loan, and like he was a joke for the beginning of the season, but now they're going to go to Barcelona and buy him permanently, apparently. So you're going to see Longley more often.
You know
not
what?
next season.
That club can do whatever they want. If they want to get him
Yeah.
permanently, go ahead. Because there's one thing I
Go
like
ahead.
more than bantering Arsenal when it's bantering Tottenham Hotspurs. Oh man, but no, yeah.
You want to talk
seriously.
about no trophies, bro? Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
the constant. They're the
They
constant.
are,
team
they
of
are the
trophies.
staple of it. I mean, you look at their team and it's like, what a mess, dude. You forget that they got Danjuma, dude. Danjuma was playing at Villarreal and doing good. Now he's there.
Yeah, Benjamin started that game, bro, and he did absolutely nothing.
But you know what? Hopefully, Harry Kane leaves in the summer and maybe a club gets him.
Yeah.
We'll gladly take
United
him.
want him.
We can talk. We'll talk about that
United
later
take
too.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go move on.
Cover your club.
Bournemouth
Cover your
United.
club.
Bournemouth United.
Yeah, me and AJ talk about that a lot. This game a lot.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem. We got an away win, which is very rare in our club.
Mhm.
Dominated parts of the game. Casemiro's goal was exquisite, bro. Like absolutely exquisite. They got the ability to make a 180 turn, bike it, hit the bike and go top bins. Like no CDM in the world can do that except for Casemiro.
Yep.
My biggest takeaway from that game, Jadon Sancho finally looked like himself. Had the most take-ons, the most won duels, most accurate passes. He looked like the winger we spent 72 mil on 2 seasons ago. But yet there's still United fans out there who say he sucks and he's our worst winger. When Anthony literally gave the ball away 6 times within 10 minutes. Like
Very Raheem Sterling-esque.
yeah, very Raheem Sterling-esque. But I mean, we held on. 1-0. 1-0 is not ideal. But it gets us one game closer to clinching top 4. We only need 1 point from our last 2 games. So our yearly Chelsea 1-1 draw is on the cards. And if we do that on Thursday, we'll get top 4 and Liverpool will stay out. So other than that, there's not much to talk about in this game. David Brooks on Bournemouth came back I think it's his first game started since recovering.
Yeah,
his Hodgkin's
It was
lymphoma.
like 400 something days or 300 something days. Crazy.
Yeah, he suffered from Hodgkin's lymphoma. Good for him, man. Absolutely out there fighting. He should have scored a couple goals too, though. Liverpool Villa, that was a game.
I mean, yeah.
I did
Now,
watch it.
can we talk about the extreme corruption that Liverpool get, bro? They got 18 added minutes in that game. 18 added minutes.
So dumb with Liverpool, bro.
But you know
everything.
what? Aston Villa should have won that game. Ollie Watkins misses a penalty.
He missed the
Liverpool
pen.
get a goal ruled offside.
Which was very contested. Like there's a lot of people neutral saying
was like
that goal should not have been offside. But
7
It was
cards
like
in that game.
Like Verge is offside.
yeah,
7 cards in that game.
yeah, that's another talking point, man. I was reading Sam Tighe was tweeting about how John Brooks literally was becoming the biggest joke of a ref in that game because neither side knew what the heck he was calling.
Nope.
He had an Anthony Taylor masterclass, bro. Anthony Taylor masterclass.
Oh man, but did you guys see that Roberto Firmino? Oh
Yeah.
man, that's incredible.
Scores on his
Good for him,
last
though.
home game. Home game.
What
Yeah,
a
it had
what
to be
a-
though. It had to be. He
what a
scores
guy,
dude. I
May his
hate
teeth
Liverpool.
Continue shining.
I hate Liverpool, but Bobby Firmino is class, bro. What a class player. Wherever he goes is that club's they're gonna enjoy him.
Liverpool continue to fight for that top 4 spot, but if you guys can clench him out, that would be huge.
We just need the draw. Draw keeps them out, and they go to Europa League, which goodbye.
Not good for them.
Enjoy the Europa League, man. Enjoy the Europa League.
And then we move on to the mid-table clash: Fulham, Crystal Palace, Mitrovic, and Merchant.
That was he is Penn Merchant.
I
That
believe
was a pretty good
It was a good
contested game.
It was a good
It is.
game.
I think that's Mitro's first game back after his suspension.
He came back last week.
Okay. Well, he tore it up against Crystal Palace. I'll tell you that. Good
Fulham and Crystal Palace both ahead of Chelsea, and they just know how to stay where they are at. So props for them for being there.
Palace just needed their point, bro, and they stayed above you because they were like, Chelsea's not winning. We're good.
Yeah, they do have a game in hand, so
yeah,
we're bottom of the table though, so there's that. I didn't really watch that game, and then we already talked about Forest, Arsenal.
Yeah, don't forget about Wolves, Everton, bro. Everton stayed alive.
Yeah,
stayed alive.
1-1 draw, a scramble at the goal to end it.
Yerry Mina, bro. He was
Mina.
You know what though?
Glass body Yerry Mina.
Everton's not solidified yet, though, correct?
No.
Because Leeds could pass them.
Well, thanks to we'll get to the game today. The games today, but I mean, Everton getting a point there is huge because that keeps them 2 points clear of Leeds. So I think Everton,
9, dude.
Yeah, Everton need 1 point to stay up. Who do they play? They play Bournemouth on Sunday. So they need a point from Bournemouth to stay up, which is possible. Sunday's games: Leeds, West Ham. West Ham already clinched safety. Leeds fighting for their lives. It started off really good for Leeds, man. Like I caught the first 20 minutes. Weston McKennie, USA King. No, he's not staying at Leeds next season. He's already said he's leaving. He's going back to Juventus. Long throwing into the box. Rodrigo scores 1-0. Leeds look like they're staying up.
Hot prospect, Declan Rice, most wanted CDM in the league.
We'll talk about him later too.
And then man. You got poor Southampton, bro, just rubbing more salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Brighton absolutely destroy him.
Brighton need to win today to clinch a European spot. So I mean,
who was man of the match?
Enough.
Alexis
McAllister.
Another name we'll talk about later, man. Ooh, getting ahead of ourselves now. Look at this. The third goal assisted by Chelsea Cobham Academy graduate Levi Colwill.
Hey, we'll talk about him.
Who will probably be coming back.
He will be coming back. He'll be that starting center back. And then City Chelsea, we don't need to talk about it. City already won the league. They don't give a crap anymore.
They at the bench.
They put out their lineup.
Though? I will say, I saw the lineup and I was just thinking, we would be better with our players managing the team, because what is Frank Lampard doing, bro?
Dude,
I mean, that guy. Yeah. What is next after this season? What this guy needs to go play Football Manager or become a pundit, because he is the worst manager. I didn't think it could get worse. It got worse. I saw the lineup. Okay. I'm saying,
I don't know. Tottenham also.
At this point in the season, it's over, right?
Yeah.
We have Mudryk on the bench, Madueke on the bench,
Chukwuemeka
on the bench, Christian Pulisic on the bench.
Fofana on the bench.
Datro Fofana is healthy, and we have him on the bench. And he decides, you know what? Let's start Kai Havertz, Raheem Sterling, Loftus-Cheek that's leaving to AC Milan.
Gallagher, who's in talks to leave.
Why? What is he thinking? I don't understand it.
To be fair, he needs to play those guys who are on the bench. But dude, scroll down, look at your injury list, man. Barea obviously tore his ACL early in the season. I will never get that clip out of my head of him tearing his ACL. That guy
Yeah, it was
screamed like
pretty
he
terrible.
saw a ghost.
It was terrible. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I see. I
Chile-
understand our injuries as well. I mean,
Yeah, Chile out, Badiashile out, Cucurella out,
Conte injured
Mount
again,
out,
which
Conte,
is
James.
another thing with Conte is like, yes, he's an amazing CDM. He has been for the last,
Mhm.
years now, but he's just not healthy anymore.
Yeah,
And we
you need
can't.
someone now.
We need him. Yeah, we need someone in that position. But yeah, no, that was the game week. Some games really
Yeah.
exciting, some games not
Uh,
important and meaningless.
Yeah, man.
But
There's one game tomorrow. There's one game tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Leicester.
Leicester.
and that's a
yeah,
huge game for
Newcastle.
Leicester. But you know
It's
what?
a huge game for both. Huge game for both, man. If Newcastle win, they clinch Champions League football officially.
And they're gonna want it, and that sucks for Leicester because
Leicester lose.
Because if Leicester don't,
goodbye.
they're relegated.
Upcoming
Goodbye.
games to look up is that one, United, Chelsea.
On Thursday, Brighton, Man City.
Yeah.
I know Man City have already won the league. AJ, I know this was a date on your calendar you're looking for if your guys stuck with it. But I mean, this game
for sure.
This game could be something. This could be if Brighton pull out 3 against City, they have a chance at overtaking Liverpool for that 5th place Europa League spot.
But we're almost at the end of the season. Sunday is a huge match day, dude.
This is the last week.
All those games going on, and it could be a very important week for some teams fighting relegation and some trying to clinch. So we'll be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game week, man. Yeah, like you said, this has been a good game week. Lots of ups and downs in games. I mean, we saw Forest clinch safety, Everton fighting for their life, United finally getting an away win. I mean, City clinched the league. Like, there's a lot of good storylines from this week. Here, on to the next. We got 1 game left, 2 games for some teams with a game in hand. We'll see how this next week goes. All right, let's move on to transfer rumors. Shout out to Ranks again, bro. Big inspiration for us. They rank the top 5 biggest transfers out there right now. We're gonna go through the 5 names. We got Lionel Messi, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Alexis McAllister. We'll go through each one. We'll talk about let's talk about them this season, how they've done this season, and then we can talk about what the future looks like. We'll start with the GOAT, Messi. Let's just put it this way: Messi, PSG,
low key done Jack.
Yeah, he hasn't done much.
We say that, but 30 matches, 15 goals, 16 assists. It's not amazing. It's not Messi numbers. It's not Messi numbers, especially in that league. But you got to think who he's playing with, bro. He's playing with Mr. Mbappe Crybaby.
Yeah.
And it's just lots of egos on that team. But he is 35 years old, reaching the end of his career, I would say. He's
gonna start slowing down. I mean,
time to go play in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All right, let's transition that. So his 2 landing spots that we have are Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia and Barcelona. Al Hilal is offering him $400 million a year.
Ridiculous numbers.
That's the most. That's more than Ronaldo got for Al Nassr. Barca, he can go home, finish where he started. I think Barca's the right option. Selfishly, I think Barca's the right option. I think if money doesn't matter at his age, bro. He's won everything. He's won everything.
I know money doesn't matter, but like Barca have no money. Either way.
But you gotta think for a guy who moved there from Argentina when he was 16, 17 years old, played there up until 2 seasons ago. Like, he gave 17 years there.
Guy was in tears, bro.
Yeah.
In tears.
No, I know.
But you gotta remember, Jobby's called him every week since he left.
It would be the most, I mean, looking at as like a football fan and then growing up, we're like 21, 22, whatever.
Yeah.
So we watched this guy play in World Cups and then dominate at Barca. So, I mean, obviously the most fairy tale thing would be for him to retire at Barcelona.
Yeah.
But given Barcelona's where they're at currently with
economic deficiencies
and economic deficiencies and all the levers they be pulling, bro, I don't see how they can afford to bring him on.
Their only option is to make a couple sales. They were talking Ansu Fati.
They probably will, but like, is that enough to get Leo back? Because like, I feel like this past season, they straight up had to like, they basically was it, or maybe the season ago,
It was
like
yeah,
it had to like sell, like give people money, like
yeah,
people on
it was
give
just that.
salaries, bro.
Yeah, it was the beginning of the season, bro, where they literally were just
Yeah,
pulling levers left and right, selling their TV rights, media rights, everything, so they could afford, Lewandowski, Rafinha, who else they pull? And they pulled Kessie and Koundé.
yeah.
Like
I feel like if he goes to Saudi Arabia, it's just like, man, that
it,
sucks, dude. Because
it's gonna suck because both Messi and Ronaldo are in Saudi.
when's the last time you
Uh,
even thought of Ronaldo? You know, no one cares about the Saudi Arabian league, dude. Like
Uh,
it's the Saudi
I'll
Arabian
be
league,
our
and he's
football does.
and he's and he's and he's mediocre there too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I
yeah.
would really, in my
Yeah,
heart, I really would hope that he doesn't go there. And if he doesn't go there, it's like, where does he go? But you know what? Sometimes
See,
crazy transfers happen that we don't think
uh,
of.
yeah. I
Does
mean, the
Inter Miami?
MLS deal.
Yeah, does
Yeah,
Inter
Yeah,
the
Miami?
MLS deal, I could see him. I could see him maybe doing something like a Zlatan where he goes and plays at Miami for a little bit until
a
Barcelona get
year.
their crap together, and then maybe he retires the one
Yeah,
last year at Barca. That would be like an ideal situation for him.
Yeah,
But other than that, I don't know where he goes. He's not going to go to a different Spanish club.
he's
If
not
he's
coming to
going to
the.
Spain,
no,
Mhm.
he's not
he's
going
not
to
going to.
Premier League.
No,
Yeah,
why would he go to
Yeah,
the Premier League? He's gonna get bullied there, dude. I
yeah,
mean, he's really good. I
yeah,
mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. He's just old though. He
yeah.
cannot afford
He
right.
to
he
take that.
he'd have to play. He wouldn't be able to play on the wing in the Prem. He'd have to play that number 10 cam role right behind. He'd let him play right behind the striker. He wouldn't play defense. It wouldn't make sense for a Premier League club to sign him.
Yeah.
So I think Barcelona.
Newcastle,
Are we all? No,
Newcastle one
No.
no. They
season
want
wonder.
they want his PSG
Men,
mate, bro. They want
Men
Neymar.
City.
Oh gosh, I would be in shambles if they signed him.
All right. So I think we're on agreement. Barcelona. I think that's the best. We think that's the best place for Messi to go.
Yeah, just go
All right.
back.
Yeah.
Just go home, Messi. Go home. All right, Harry Kane. 29 years old, 30 years old. I mean, I'm not going to go in depth because I'll talk about Harry Kane later. But what do you guys think? Stay at Spurs? Do you go to United? Do you go to Chelsea? Do you leave the Prem?
I do
If he
not see
wants
him
his
staying there. Yeah.
if he wants
Go.
his legacy, to be something more than just top, he beat Wayne Rooney
Yeah, he's ahead of
goals.
Wayne
Yeah,
Rooney, yeah.
yeah. Like if he wants his legacy to be more than just like, a goal scorer who plays for England, who
Yeah.
played for England, like he needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think he goes outside the country if he does,
I
but
think he stays in the Prem now. I mean,
yeah.
when was it? Was it last season or 2 seasons ago? The guy literally was clapping around the field, acting like it was his last game because he was gonna leave, and then he got stuck there. So
Yeah.
I think
Well,
Yeah.
it's because I mean, think about it. Daniel Levy is literally a tyrant at that club, bro.
Yeah.
He literally could I don't want to say blackmail, but he kept Harry Kane there against his will. He wanted 150 million from City. Does he trust Daniel Levy anymore to stay? I don't think he does. I think if he wants, AJ, you're right. I think if he wants his legacy, he needs to leave. He needs to win. He needs to win a trophy.
He needs to win a trophy. Doesn't matter what it is. But
landing spots for him in the Prem. Potential landing spots for him in the Prem.
United.
I think in the Prem it's only Manchester United. He won't go to Chelsea. He's a Spurs boy.
Right.
He won't go there.
He won't go to Arsenal, obviously.
Or he does, or he pulls an entire freaking 180.
That'd be nice, Carlos Tevez.
Yeah, Mr. Tevez.
Yeah.
I think if Chelsea wanted to offer him ridiculous numbers, which I mean, Todd Bowley will just absolutely rip out his wallet for anybody.
Yeah.
It could happen, but I think the most probably makes sense spot would be United. I think he'd flourish there, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll go into that later. Dude, I love Harry Kane, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to have Harry Kane playing up top.
Yep. Yeah, but other than that, I mean,
I think
I don't see
outside the Prem, I think his only realistic option is Bayern. Like Bayern need a striker. And I know Nagelsmann isn't there anymore. Nagelsmann was a huge admirer of Harry Kane. He wanted Ronaldo, he wanted Kane, but Oliver Kahn, the up higher management there,
You're
they
like
didn't want
sporting
him.
director. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want Harry Kane. They said, "All right, Eric Choupo-Moting, here you go."
Yep.
Like that's all you get, and he got fired for it.
Which no
Well,
disrespect
they got
to
Sadio.
Choupo-Moting, but he did decent.
Yeah, but Sadio's not a
Yeah.
striker though. Like you lose you're arguably one of your greatest players ever in Lewandowski, and you don't replace
Right.
him. Like you look, if Bayern do it all over again, they get Ronaldo or they get Harry Kane. And I think Tuchel needs that striker in his system. He needs that focal point striker who he can play long balls up and he'll trap it down and play around. And I
To
think
be
Harry
honest,
Kane
though,
is ideal.
Do we see Tuchel staying at Bayern for very long?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we'll
he'll get next season for sure.
You don't. No, I think he's there to the end of his contract, if not longer. You don't sack your up and coming, young manager Nagelsmann, who's 8-0 in the Champions League, hadn't lost.
I mean, they sack him for more reasons than just performance.
No,
I mean,
so
performance is fine.
the number one reason that they sacked Nagelsmann was that Thomas Tuchel is available right now. Like Oliver Kahn is infatuated with Thomas Tuchel, bro.
Sounds like Chelsea, huh?
Yeah. Look, man, like they're infatuated with Tuchel there. They love him. And granted, they're bottling the league like Arsenal right now, though.
Yeah.
Dortmund, if Dortmund win next weekend, Dortmund win the league for the first time. But Harry Kane, I think if it's not a Premier League club, it's Bayern. Because Real Madrid aren't going to come in and get him anymore.
That's a huge change for him, though. I feel like we've heard him speak.
But think how many
I know,
goals,
I get it. How
many goals would he score in the Bundesliga, bro?
I get it.
How many goals?
But also, I feel like a part of him wants to stay in the Prem and break.
He's going to stay in the Premier League. Yeah, because he wants to keep his record tally.
Well, he's as according to this website, he's 49 from Alan Shearer, from tying Alan Shearer for the most goals in Premier League history.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly. So stay in the Premier League.
That's a season and a half for him.
Yeah, I say definitely United are high favorites for him.
All right, on to Jude Bellingham. This is
he's already confirmed to Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
He's not.
I think they're definitely leading they're front runners for him, but I don't think it's confirmed yet. And can we just first of all just think for a second what that midfield is going to look like? Because I'll tell you. Ready? Here's the midfield. If they have Tchouaméni, they have Camavinga. Okay, they're going to sign Bellingham. You want to hear the midfield for next season? Kroos, Modric, Valverde.
Yeah.
You know what? I hear you. Yes, we're laughing at it, but think about those guys. Think about those guys, though, bro. I mean, they just signed like a year extension, right?
Yeah, Modric hasn't signed. Modric, I think, signed a 1 year. Kroos hasn't signed officially yet, but it'll be another 1-2 years for him there too.
Camavinga is really, but he's got potential.
Dude, I feel so bad for that kid. Like he's a center midfielder by trade. Do you know where he plays every week? Left back, bro.
Left back, right? Yeah, left back.
Because think about who you got, dude. Who you're competing with, and then you got freaking. Yeah, it's insane, dude. And
but according to Ancelotti this season, bro, he was off the table during winter transfer. So apparently he likes him enough to keep him around.
100%. I mean,
they should. He's 19 years old, man. He's a quality midfielder. They got him for 60 mil.
You look at that team and it's just kind of like when you look at City and you're like, wow, they're really good right now. You look at their young guys who they got to like carry them on and it's like they're set, dude.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Bellingham is going to run that midfield for them if they get him.
We laugh at Kroos, Modric, and Valverde. Granted, Valverde is incredible, young midfielder. Like he'd start in any other team in the world. But you're playing the 37-year-old Kroos or 37-year-old Modric and 35-year-old Kroos. Like, dude, go back and watch that City game. They got overrun in the midfield because Modric. Granted, it came out that Modric had to take painkillers to be able to play in that game. But like, dude, he's 37.
He probably takes painkillers every weekend, bro.
I know. But like, dude, you're 37, man. You're going up against Kevin De Bruyne. You're going up against Gundogan. You're going up against Foden. Stones is in midfield now. Rodri. Like, even when you're playing these other clubs in the champs, man, like they have young midfielders. Kimmich, Rice, wherever he goes next season. Like they're young midfielders. They're not running 37-year-olds in the midfield anymore because they're going to get run around every week.
I think
they lost today against Valencia in the league.
I think Bellingham to Real
Uh,
Madrid makes the most sense. Because they'll need that guy, especially with their aging guys. They're also gonna need a striker because Karim Benzema is not gonna be able to keep on playing for them. But if Bellingham doesn't go to
Does he
Real
stay?
Madrid,
You think he stays?
I I
Do you
feel
think he
like
pulls a Holland? Does
I
he
feel
pull a
like
Holland and he stays
I
one more
know no
season?
I you know what I feel like that's been the thing though. It's like last season. Does
yeah.
Bellingham go somewhere or does he stay one more season? Okay, he stays one more season, and it's been like that for like the last 2-3 years now.
It's been I think we're on
So
season 2
it's
now
kind
of
of like
that.
I think he's ripe, bro. He's ripe and ready for the picking, and it's
He
just
needs it.
whoever's gonna break the bank on him because he's gonna cost a pretty penny for sure.
Dude, I think we're gonna see
Surely
100
not
at least.
Liverpool.
Yeah, thank God Liverpool's out of the race for him, bro. I would have cried as a United fan, man, having to face Jude Bellingham. We already lose 7-0 to Liverpool every season, man. Like, I don't want to see Jude Bellingham in the midfield against
mean,
us next season.
With us spending that money on Enzo, it opens up the door for the amount that's gonna be put on that man's head. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Right.
Thank you,
ridiculous.
Chelsea. I mean,
It's
dude,
gonna be ridiculous.
they were already
Thank
gonna
you,
charge
Todd.
they were already gonna charge 100 million for June anyways. But
oh
you
yeah.
spending
Yeah,
you guys
which is fine.
yeah, but you guys going to Benfica going, all right, here's 120 for Enzo. No offense, I love Enzo, one of my favorite midfielders in the world. But
You know what would be
what has he done? What has Enzo truly accomplished when he doesn't have a true defensive pivot by him?
that's true. I
I
mean,
think
you
he's
know what
got. I
though?
think he's got like
Considering
what 3 assists. 3 assists.
Yeah.
I mean, I can pull up
Yeah.
Enzo stats, but we'll talk about that later. But
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
for Bellingham, I think Real Madrid, yes, are front runners, but honestly, I could see him going to whoever wants to spend that money. And you know what would be an insane transfer that is most likely rare not to happen, but would be insane is if he went to Newcastle and ran that midfield for them. And Newcastle have the money, bro.
So we talk about Newcastle a lot, but here's my okay. So
Yeah.
and I think you're right. I think if Newcastle wanted a midfielder, he would go. They have the 120 million, they'd get him.
And it's an
they don't-
enticing meal.
Well, Eddie Howe really likes Joelinton, which is understandable. Joelinton's revived his career going from striker to center mid. They don't have to replace Guimaraes, who they just bought last season. They're just replacing Joe Willock or Sean Longstaff or Elliot Anderson. Like they're not replacing a world-class player with a world-class player. They're replacing no offense to Joe Willock, he's been class this season, but they're replacing an upper middle table player with the top 3 midfielder in the world. And Jude's only 21, maybe 22.
22, I believe.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I like that Newcastle story. But what would be crazy is if he did the Lewandowski, and he goes Dortmund to Bayern.
To Bayern. Yeah,
Bayern,
they need midfielders.
They do, and it's coming out recently that one, Goretzka doesn't really like it there anymore. 2,
Right.
Kimmich wants a new move. Like if they lose either of those two, they need a midfielder. And how many times have Bayern gone and robbed Dortmund of a class player?
Right.
I could see it. I don't think there's really any other options for Jude. Man City, he's not going to go to Man City. Jude's dad literally came out on Twitter and said, "We don't want to go to a plastic club." And basically they rolled out City.
Absolute freaking legend for saying that though.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Someone needed to say it.
It's true. I mean, United have come out with interest in Bellingham, but I don't think we spent 120 on him. It doesn't make sense with the budget and our owner disputes and the Glazers. Today it came out the Glazers are thinking about pushing back the sale even more now. Like we're not gonna have money for the summer. So Jude, we're out on Jude. Liverpool are out. It's City, Newcastle. If the City things are false, it's City, Newcastle, Madrid.
Yeah.
And maybe throw in Bayern and Newcastle or if, but like
I mean,
Madrid makes sense. Unfortunately, they're going to have 3 of the best young midfielders in the world for 10 plus years until they're about 31, 32. And then Manchester United buy them for 80 mil and they'll play in our team for a couple seasons. Thank you, Casemiro and Varane.
Yeah.
But I digress. Declan Rice. English.
Declan
All right. Hold on. Let me before you guys get all hasty. Top 2 rumors of teams over here. Declan Rice, CDM, England, future England captain. I would say, like, he's the most coveted CDM in the world right now. Like, 100 million. They came out 100 million price tag. The biggest issue I see with Declan Rice right now, though, is yes, he should leave West Ham, but does he? They're playing Europa League football next season. if they win against Fiorentina in the beginning of June, which I don't see them having a problem because they've walked through every other team in the Conference League. Like if they win on June 3rd or 4th, whatever it is, does he really leave? Does he stay West Ham and play in Europa League?
You know what?
I see.
Yeah. Go ahead, AJ.
Okay. I see like when like if they do win a trophy, I think that's like a perfect capper to his career at West Ham, and like more of like like I brought you guys a trophy. Like we had good seasons here. Like, but it's time for me to move on. Because most English guys are like that, especially when like other English teams are offering the bag for the price tag for him.
Yeah.
So like I think he'll appreciate his time there more, especially if he goes out winning the Europa Conference League or whatever.
Yeah. Plus I think that'll be West Ham's first ever European trophy, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So like that makes sense. Be a huge send off. All right. Arsenal, Chelsea, 2 top options for Declan Rice. Let me give my input before you guys make your case. I'll let you both make your case on why you should have Declan Rice in your team. I know you'll probably talk about later in transfers, but I just want to hear a mini version of your case of why Declan Rice. For me, United fan, no bias. Sure, he'd be great. I'd love to have him too. But if I'm Declan Rice, I'm choosing Chelsea. I got my best mates there. I love and Arsenal proved that they're them now. Like they're up there. They should be competing top 4 every season. But Chelsea, like, how do you not go to Chelsea? Is like, I just don't see any other real option. Like I respect Arsenal for apparently the rumor of the $98 million bid for Declan, but yeah. I see Chelsea as his number 1 and his only option. AJ, I'll let you give your mini case of why Declan first before we go to Chelsea fandom over here.
He'd fit in so well. He's a good CDM. He plays pivot so well. He can score. Like we're willing to offer him the money. He'll be first team starter every game. Like it won't feel like it's not a rebuild project. It's a project where it's like we're gonna win it. Like at least one trophy. Like that's the goal for next season for sure. Like at least one trophy. I know Mikel has won a trophy, but at least a trophy. He'll be playing in Champions League football. No offense to Chelsea, but like that's a big thing for players. Like so, I just think and I think that we get another midfielder as well, another one this summer, and so I think him, Odegaard, and whoever else we sign and a rotate, like he'll start every game. So,
all right, I like that. Josh, give me your Chelsea pitch.
Man, it's been that's been the thing for us for a long time, right? Like Declan Rice to Chelsea, Mason Mount best friend. I mean, Rice has obviously come out saying he loves the club, but a lot of things have happened that it's more and less likely for him to come to us. I would love to have him. Obviously, he's a fantastic player. He's strong. He's very smart, clever, technically good. He's a freaking physical monster. He's the definition of a CDM that you want.
Yeah.
I think if we want him, we'll try to get him. Arsenal are interested in him. I would say they're probably the second most interested, or us and Arsenal are the ones competing for him.
Yeah, there's nobody else.
And the thing is, in my opinion, it comes down to how much does he love Chelsea? How much does he want to go to Chelsea? Because when you look at Arsenal, you look at something really good there. You know what I mean? Because look at what they've done this season. Yes, we make fun of them for having a great season and doing nothing with the season. But I think this season was a really good statement for them as a club because it's like
they're serious contenders
all of the years prior to them being absolute garbage, because that's what they were, to now this is what their standard is. This is what they set. Yeah. And I think Declan Rice can look at that club and say, I can go to this club that has been developing their plan with Mikel Arteta and their youth and what their vision is. You can look at Arsenal and you can see this is their pathway. This is what they're going to do. And I can be a key factor in all of their trophies and probably titles and what's to come
Yeah.
for them. And then you look at Chelsea, and unfortunately, it's like there's parts there. You can see what they're kind of trying to build, but it's not developed yet. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, do you want to take the risk? I think Mason Mount is a big factor for him too. And do we keep Mason Mount at Chelsea?
I don't
I
know.
don't I don't know. I don't know. I
Mhm.
can't tell. I couldn't say right now. Yeah, Mason won't play for us next season. I know Pochettino likes him. I know Pochettino likes Declan Rice and he's interested in Declan Rice, but can we afford to spend however much money on Declan Rice? What he's going to take when we need
Another
a striker?
120 million on a midfielder
We
back-to-back
need a
windows.
we need a 9 because
Yeah.
that's been an issue for us this entire season.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if we really want him, we'll try to get him.
Okay.
If we don't
Yeah.
get him, I
Yeah.
mean,
We'll
there's other
see.
people we can talk about, but
Yeah.
I think obviously he'd be amazing for us and for Enzo Fernandez as well, because that
Yeah.
frees up Enzo to
To
become
do what
the
Enzo does.
monster, to be the monster that he is, that we saw in the
Yeah.
World Cup. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Real quick, I want to touch on McAllister before we go. Alexis McAllister from Brighton. Before we go to our club's future in the transfer window, what we want to see. He's got links basically everywhere under the sun. Liverpool fans, delusional as always. I've already claimed McAllister as their own. I'll never forget when McAllister scored the 90+7 penalty against us, and Liverpool fans are tweeting, "Our star boy, that's our boy." Like they're like Liverpool are the top option for him. I think they've already agreed to personal terms. That seems like fitting. Because Liverpool, I don't think are going to get Mason Mount like they wanted originally. I do think Mason Mount stays at Chelsea. I think he signs a 1-year deal under Poch to see how this new era of Poch goes. And if he doesn't want another season, then he won't. So I think Liverpool have moved on. I think McAllister makes sense to Liverpool. He was linked to United for a little bit. We've passed on that. We just think there's better midfielders out there from what I've seen. Chelsea obviously are an option. The meme going around of Chelsea Tina, man, like all the links being Argentina players. I guess that helps when Pochettino is Argentinian. So I mean, he's going to get those Argentina links, but I think yes or no, McAllister to Chelsea.
No.
I would
Okay.
say I see us losing Kova,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
think McAllister would be a great person to bring in to
Okay.
be that guy.
Okay.
I don't see
Yeah.
Kova, or I don't see McAllister being our solution to that CDM, because I think McAllister is more of a traditional like CM.
Yeah, he's that box to
No,
box.
he's a CAM. He's a
Yeah.
he's a cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cam that plays the 8 for Brighton.
Right.
All right. Yes or no? I'll tell you, my answer is no, but United and McAllister, yes or no? My answer is no.
No.
I expect to hear no's from you two. There's not really, it's not a solution.
No.
Okay. And honestly, yes or no to Liverpool? Does he go there? Or is there a sleeper team out there that could find Alexis McAllister in their
I
team?
mean, look at freaking Liverpool's midfield, bro. Their midfield is atrocious. It would make sense for him to go there.
Well, okay, so Hendo's getting older. Hendo's 32 now. He'll be 33.
Milner's leaving.
Milner's going to Brighton. Milner's on his way to Brighton.
Yeah.
Bacetic is like he's too young,
He's young
to take that role.
He's young.
Elliot and Jones, I don't think are ready yet. Arthur Melo's leaving to go back to wherever he came from. Naby Keita's leaving on a free.
Bro, Arthur, greatest loan.
He played what, 5 minutes maybe for Liverpool this season?
Yeah,
I don't think he played any minutes. I don't think he played any minutes.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
actually he did not play a single minute.
Fabinho?
Yeah.
Did we say Fabinho already?
Dude, Fabinho's taken such a decline.
Well, he's taking a decline because they had to change their entire system, bro. Trent can't defend on the right. So like
Arthur as well, I forgot.
Yeah. So
What
like
was that?
it was just Arthur Melo on loan. It was just a loan, and he got injured. He had a really bad injury in December or beginning of January when they signed him, and he's been out all season.
And Klopp was like, "What?" Klopp literally came out and said when they got him, like, "I didn't want him.
Yeah,
I don't want him."
Klopp's not happy, man. Like I think if the Liverpool board really want to back Klopp again, they go get McAllister. I think that's just makes the Makes sense.
No.
Makes sense. All right. Here we go. This is the fun part. Our club's dream signings. 2 to 3 big signings. Either you want to start? Who? Why? For your club?
I'll start. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go for it. All right. So, what Chelsea? First of all, 3 positions we desperately need.
Okay.
I'll start with our goalkeeper, our
Okay.
one. Kepa Ariza T-Rex hands
Yeah.
and Mendy.
And Edward
And you know
always
what?
will save it. Mendy.
I will say Mendy he was a tremendous signing for when we needed him. I think he really stepped up to the plate for when we needed him.
Yeah.
But he was always meant to be a temporary guy. He was
Yeah.
never meant to be our guy that we're gonna keep forever. Kepa, golly, dude, that guy that's a painful
Bro,
one.
that guy's a
We
roach
spent
on your team.
well, I think we broke the record for goalie when we bought him.
Yeah, he was the
Right.
record goalkeeper signing.
Yeah.
When you look at it in this way, as where we lost Courtois, who is one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
I'd say the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah, arguably, I would
Yeah.
say dang,
Yeah.
that sucks. But we definitely, I mean, as a club, I would say everyone is like, okay, Kepa needs to go and we need to get a new guy. And when we
All
were
right,
looking
who do you
at
want?
potential guys,
Yeah.
Oh man, it's rough. I think we're interested in Onana and Emi Martinez, and then there's the Chelsea Tina things that we're laughing at. Emi Martinez,
No.
He's fine. He's a little overrated.
That's the thing, though. He's fine. You know, like,
Yeah.
does he get me
He's
excited?
the same.
You know,
He's the same
it'd be
level as
more-
Kepa.
Yeah, I don't think he's an upgrade on either of them, honestly. I think he's about Mendy.
I think he's okay. I think Onana can be exciting because he's a younger guy. But when it comes to goalkeepers, it's kind of just like, I don't know, dude. I really don't.
Yeah.
And it's like whatever our club, I don't know. This was gonna happen this summer. We're gonna look. There's gonna be some names thrown out there. We got Slonina. He played at Chicago. He had a great season, but he's young.
Well, if you think so, okay, so with Slonina, he's captaining the US in the U20 World Cup. Dude, you guys got him for relatively cheap too. He's only 18. Like, and Fabrizio just came out with I forget what it was, but I think it's just a tweet that said Slonina is the future. Like, you guys get someone now who can mentor Slonina.
I could see us getting Emi Martinez for the reason of just like a temporary thing as well, which is kind of unfortunate because it's kind of like we're putting a band-aid over that position like we did with Mendy.
Yeah.
But I think Slonina is a great prospect for us, and that's the thing that we are the club that brings out prospects, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
What you got next?
We desperately need a striker. That has been the thing for Chelsea.
Okay.
I mean, look at our nines, bro.
Before you go into striker, before you go into striker, you have a striker on loan at Inter Milan. I know the interview with Rom last season was
you want to talk about Romelu
trash.
Lukaku?
I know you don't. But you have to. You have to. As a Chelsea fan, you have to talk about Lukaku. Like, if you put Lukaku instead of Kai Havertz this season, how many goals does Lukaku score? More. He scores more than Kai did this season. Like,
yeah, he scores more than Kai is, but
it's not a huge bar.
It's not. I mean,
no, it's not. But the Chelsea 9 has been a thing for how many years now? Like,
a long time. But you know what? That's just because that's how we've been set up.
Yeah. Also, what happens when managers play that three back, 5 back that one striker just doesn't cut it.
Lukaku, 23 matches, 9 goals, 5 assists. That's better than freaking Kai Havertz. But the problem with Lukaku is that interview. Yeah,
it screws everything up.
I mean, think about Ronaldo with you guys. It wasn't as severe as that, but it was on that same level of like, you can't play for us. You can't wear our club crest after that.
All right. Okay. So throw Lukaku away then. You get rid of Lukaku permanently.
So
who's your choice?
Okay, we're talking dreams here, so I'm going to go a little unrealistic with. Obviously, everyone wants him. He plays for Napoli, and he's absolutely disgusting.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
Osimhen.
everybody wants Osimhen,
Who
man.
wouldn't want him right now, dude? That guy's actually insane.
24 years old, man. He just won the league with Napoli. But okay, so
23 goals.
my only thing with Victor Osimhen, and it's the same thing with every Serie A striker that comes from there to the Prem.
Correct. And
Does
that's
the game
Padding.
translate? Does the
Yeah.
game translate?
That's right. Yeah. And that is, he looks enticing,
Yeah.
but that is a concern as well because Serie A is different than the Prem. We've heard this
Mhm.
with everything that goes on. So for me, he would be awesome. Is he worth the 120 mil that someone's going to spend on him? Probably not. Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Chelsea
your
Tina.
favorite, Josh. It's your favorite, Lautaro.
All right. So just some background knowledge for people listening. Lautaro Martinez is a meme between the three of us. He will always be a meme. And I just couldn't imagine you supporting Lautaro Martinez at Chelsea.
36 matches played, 20 goals, 5 assists. Inter Milan.
He's done it, bro. He's done it with Inter.
He has times. Inter sit 4th place right now. How old is he?
26.
25. 25-year-old. He has times where you can watch him and you're like, oh wow, he's actually a good player.
Mhm.
Was I impressed by him in the World Cup? No.
No.
I remember watching him
Mhm.
receiving the ball, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna be the reason why Argentina don't freaking serve. He scored the winning pen, did he not?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
No. He took 4th because Montiel from Atletico Madrid took the game-winning penalty. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know what? The only reason why I'd be okay with it is if, I mean, he's Argentinian, Poch is Argentinian.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Poch working well with him. But as a striker who does struggle at certain points in his career, if he comes to our club, he's a Serie A striker. He comes to our club and he dips in any little bit of form. I think that's going to be it for him.
Your fans will rip him apart like they did everybody else.
Like everybody else that comes through.
So you know what? If we get him for a decent fee, I'm down to try it, but I'm not down to spend a lot of money on him.
All right.
The other guy we got
Give me your last one,
is, I mean, we spoke about Kane. There's a possibility. I mean, we have a buyback clause on Tammy Abraham. We've already tried that. It's kind of like, does it work? Does it not? The other guy we're looking at is, his name is Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, Rasmus Højlund. Yeah. I'll talk about him when I go. But dude,
20 years old.
I have in my notes, bro. He's the Danish Erling Haaland.
6'3", left-footed.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 8 goals and 2 assists in 30 matches.
Hair like a Danish god.
Hair
like a Danish god.
But this is the thing with him. He is young. He's a prospect. We can play this prospect game all day long. Chelsea need a proven striker.
Proven commodities.
Right, so take those 4. Obviously, Osimhen's a little unrealistic, but he is linked to you guys. So out of those 4, who do you want? You got Lukaku, you got Osimhen, you got Martinez, and you got Højlund.
I would say the most likely is probably Lautaro.
Okay.
I really, honestly, I'm not going to play the game of who I want because it's kind of like, you know, the story with Chelsea strikers.
So you want if we came down to who you want, you're taking Osimhen every day of the week.
Oh yeah, either Osimhen or Kane, because Kane is Kane, you know.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that we
who's your last position?
Is our CDM.
Okay.
Obviously, number 1 pick would be Declan Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got
you talked about that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Caicedo, who we've looked at and almost freaking threw money at to have, which I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
But you know what? Caicedo's a good player for Brighton. You have Alexis McAllister. You have also, what's his name? Romeo Lavia.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. So Lavia, my only concern, because I've thought about this for Chelsea. I've been thinking about Lavia a lot because slash price, because they're getting relegated. My only issue with Lavia is he's a ball carrying midfielder too. And you already have that in Enzo. You need a CDM. Lavia is going to be a really good player in the Premier League. He's going to be, and he's only 19 years old. He's going to be a great player. But he's a Manchester City player. He has the Manchester City roots. He's in their academy, but City have the buyback clause on him. So if they at any point, like, that's where I thought about putting him in for my United transfers, but like City wouldn't allow us to buy him. They'd buy him right back immediately before we could do anything. But
Yeah,
I
but
like, I like your
I would
options there.
say I would say in order, Rice,
Mhm.
probably Rice, Caicedo.
Mhm.
Our midfield we have the most of. Like
Yeah,
everybody knows our club is bloated, so
Yeah.
you know we're looking to sell probably. I won't go to selling yet because we're going to talk about that.
yeah,
But we're looking to sell a lot of our midfield players, and we're going to
Yeah.
need to have center mids. I mean, we're going to need center mids that we can rely on good second string of depth.
Yeah.
And I think if we were to get Lavia, he wouldn't be a starter for us right
Yeah.
away. Maybe. I mean, he's a good player. He's ball carrying, like you said. Another player that interests me as a depth player would be Eze from Crystal Palace because he's
He's a Mount replacement. If you lose Mount, I think
exactly
Eze's a great
exactly.
replacement.
He's
Dude,
24.
that's a name. That's a name I hadn't even thought of. Dude. Look at you pulling out the ranks of
He's an exciting player to watch. But
He
yeah,
is.
that's me. That's my positions.
All right. So we got goalkeeper. Slonina's the future, but Onana's your top. Then you got striker. Osimhen's the dream, but Lautaro's more realistic. And then center mid, Rice, Caicedo. All right. I like that. All right, AJ, we're going to go to the other side of London. We're going to go north. We're going to go red, Arsenal. AJ, what do you got?
Okay. Obviously we had a pretty good progress step season this year. I mean, obviously the mentality isn't there yet because clearly we chose not to win games at crucial times. But there's a lot of room for improvement and a lot of room to retool and add depth. And Twitter and AFTV and all that crap, they're all going on about how like, oh, Manchester City's depth, but like they're right in some ways and they're wrong in some ways because we joke about how like players rot on City's bench.
We do joke, but I mean their bench today against Chelsea was worth $500 million. Like,
yeah,
their depth is incredible. All right,
right.
Sorry.
But like I just don't think that's definitely not the Arsenal way, especially with our
Okay.
owners. We're not oil money,
Yeah.
But the rumor is that the owner has given Edu and Mikel like 200 mil to spend this summer. And
all right, so you
obviously
you're taking over Edu's role. You have 200 million. Who you want?
Obviously Declan with the departure of Granite, obviously confirmed now basically, and not even for like a decent price. It was like 15 mil.
Yeah, well, no. That's really good for Granite. He's
I guess
30,
that's true. He's old.
Look at us with Georgie.
30s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they sold Georgie for 10 million or 20 million to you guys or whatever, but 34.
Oh, wasn't it? Was like 8.
Was it really that low?
Yeah, it was like 8
It was
or
low.
9.
I don't remember the price, but it was
all
low.
right. So, but like you got to think, Granite's 34, dude. You're getting 15 million for a 34-year-old who really doesn't fit your guys' team anymore. That's pretty good.
Salary. I don't know what his salary is. But...
No, he had a good season this year, and I'm glad.
He did.
I'm glad. I just wish you could have won a trophy.
Talk about a redemption arc.
Yeah, after flipping off the fans and tearing off his jersey.
Yeah.
Going from that
I'm glad he's not the cap. I'm glad that they decided he wasn't capped anymore.
He shouldn't be.
So that's clearly that's clearly the number one need.
Okay,
we talked about Declan. Declan would be ideal. He just fits well, we are also linked with Moises Caicedo as well in January.
You guys were
close.
5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes from having Caicedo
5 minutes away.
Jorginho settled you.
Yeah, he said like he was kind of disappointed not to play for Arsenal because it was so close to signing. Yeah. I think he's a good player. He's young. Do I really want him? Not in my heart of hearts. I don't think. I think he's good. I just don't think he's kind of like Thomas. And I already don't really like Thomas right now. Okay. So there's
a lot of reasons why people don't like Thomas Partey right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the ability not to say no is one of those reasons. But hey, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
All right. So you want that.
And then I would say third, a little dark horse. I would say Kamavinga because he was also linked with us earlier, and that's where I know it came out that Ancelotti basically said know like you can
Yeah.
have him.
Yeah.
Can I
But,
be
like-
honest though? For you guys, one thing I'm looking at in the season with Leicester possibly getting relegated
Yuri
Is-
Tielemans.
Yeah, it's Yuri.
is Yuri Tielemans, but also James Madison. He could be a good depth option for you, and
Well,
he's
the only
But
issue
we
with
already
Madison,
we have Martin. Yeah.
the only,
yes, you have Martin, but James Madison can be a
well, no.
CTM.
So the only issue with that is if you're gonna push Odegaard back to the center midfield role, they already bought Fabio Vieira last season for 35 million.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mean everybody
Great
forgot about him,
value,
doesn't
Bruno.
play. But
No,
like,
you
all right,
don't want to touch Martin's position.
No,
Yeah.
Martin's your captain. You're not going to move him. All right, so Camavinga, Declan,
No.
Caicedo. Out of those three, Rice is your dream? Rice is the one?
Rice is my dream, but I would say Kamavinga if Rice isn't the plan. If Rice doesn't pan out.
All right. So you need a midfielder. What else do you need?
I would say we need a left back, right back, like someone who can play. We have a lot of interchangeable parts back there,
Yeah.
and obviously with Zinchenko, like he plays more of like a DM as well,
Yeah.
which is kind of ridiculous. So we need a guy who can play defense. Kieran
Okay.
says he wants to stay, and like
Kieran-
that's really
Kieran-
cool.
There's a link that came out that Kieran might be going to Newcastle.
There was that link, but then
Yeah.
he kind of quelled it by saying like, "Yeah, I want to be here."
Okay.
Like, he's like he knows his role. I think he's good. He just doesn't play the ball very well, and that's why Mikel doesn't really like him that much.
Yeah.
But defensive wise, he's really really class.
Yeah.
They want Cancelo. I'm a huge fan.
Another
of Cancelo.
Another
Man City
reject.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
bro. I think
know.
Cancelo would fit perfectly into your team.
Cancelo would fit perfectly, but like I just can't. He doesn't play defense either. Like,
Yeah,
All
no, I
right.
hear you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so who else? Is Cancelo your only
Uh,
option at defense? Are you looking elsewhere or what?
I don't know if we're looking elsewhere. Like, honestly, if Newcastle get rid of Dan Burn, that's not even a terrible like depth piece as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too upset about that signing.
Okay.
Honestly, left backs are really hard to come by. And
Mhm.
so it's just one of those things where it's like hopefully a prospect pans out or like it's
You
just
have Nuno Tavares coming back next season.
we do have Noon Tavares,
So
but
maybe
we
he
will
makes
see
that
if he's
comeback.
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he makes that comeback for you guys next season. All right. Anything else for
But-
you at Arsenal?
I would also say I know we don't need another striker, but like I don't know. They're just like so inconsistent. Like
Don't you dare shame
It's
Gabby
like
Jesus.
yeah, oh my goodness, that guy. Guy flops like a fish every
He
game.
does. He does.
But-
You know what? I would say
Uh,
that it's not a crucial position for you guys.
It's
but
not.
yeah.
It's a desire. It's a want. It's an AJ selfishly wants a new striker. But I mean, dude, you gotta think. You have Gabby Jesus. You have Nketiah, and
Trossard,
then you have
yeah.
Balogun. Balogun's coming back after scoring 20 in
Yeah,
league.
I want to see him play for
too.
you guys, bro.
I think
letting
Nketiah-
go.
yeah, and Nketiah gets dropped from the first team, or at least gets like loaned
There-
out or something
There's
again.
no way Balogun returns after this season he had, and
To sit the
Mikel
bench.
Arteta doesn't
And
want
yeah.
to try him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
no, I agree. I agree. It's either that or he gets sold like off the bat.
Yeah.
But I hope that doesn't happen because I think he's a good player. And then I guess center back would be a position of need as well. Clearly,
Yeah,
with
depth.
William Saliba missing like half the season, having to play Rob Holding and
Yeah.
Kilwar, who wasn't
Yeah.
bad. Like,
Nah, Keywords just raw. He just needs more time.
Yeah.
yeah, and so
right.
center backs are also hard to come by. Like,
They are.
like no one wants it. Honestly, if United was getting rid of Victor Lindelof, I would take Victor Lindelof.
Not anymore.
I know he's probably not leaving, but
Not anymore. He's not leaving anymore. I'll tell you that. I think we've convinced him to stay.
yeah,
We'll let Harry Maguire walk finally.
right.
All right. So Declan Rice, center back, and a desire of a striker. Left back, right back, desire of a striker. All right.
Yeah, you guys get that.
That'd be a good summer for Arsenal. All right, let's finish this off. Manchester United. Well, let's just start with the number one, like Chelsea did, bro. David De Gea, man, like Club legend.
Oh.
I'll give him that. Club legend, probably the best goalkeeper in our history. No offense to Van der Sar and to Schmeichel, although I do love them more than De Gea. But De Gea he's made crucial saves, man. He's kept us in games. He's kept us in leagues. But it's time to go. It's time to go. I don't want to re-sign him on a new contract. Yes, reduce wages, but I don't want him on a new contract when he's not going to play. It's his time to go.
Yeah.
He's been a servant.
He is the most clean sheets in our club. He's got everything. He's got the most appearances for a goalkeeper. Like, it's huge, but it's time. And number one, Diogo Costa, FC Porto. He's the guy that will help Eric get that modern, fluid football. Diogo Costa literally is the epitome of passing the ball out of the back of the goalkeeper, playing long balls. I mean, we saw that in the World Cup this year. Like, he is that guy. It cost us 60 mil to get him. But like, Liverpool have Alisson, City have Ederson. Like, it's our time to finally get a goalkeeper that can pass the ball.
Yeah.
Keep that one short. Keep that one short and sweet. That one's just obvious. Let's go to the number 9. Martial Weghorst. Goodbye. See you later. I know we're talking outgoings in a second, but dude, please just go.
Yeah.
Get out. Not good enough.
Wow, it's a legend.
Yeah, for vibes only.
Yeah. Wow, it's a legend.
Vibes only. But all right, Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen are obviously 2 top targets. I can't realistically say I want Osimhen for 120 million when we don't know if his game's going to translate.
Right.
So give me Harry Kane. We'll pay the 100 million. He moves down the coast of England, comes to play, gets the number 9 shirt. Harry Kane, welcome to Manchester United, scores 30 goals a season. If we Bruno, like, there's this crazy stat that I saw that Bruno has 106 chances created, and he only has 7 assists this season. Like, give him a number 9, please.
I know.
So give me Harry Kane. And my favorite thing is, dude, the last time we signed a 29-year-old striker from a London team, we won the league in the next season. Cough, cough. Thank you, Arsenal, for Robin van Persie. Moving on. We need a second striker. We need 2. You brought up Rasmus Højlund. That is the dream backup striker. He's only going to cost me 40 and 60 mil, which is not bad for a 20-year-old kid. We said Danish Holland. He's tearing it up, bro. Put him under Harry Kane for a couple years. Let Harry get his most goals, and Højlund under Kane would thrive. He would learn a lot. He'd learn how to score goals. It'd be good. Strikers are simple, too nice and easy. All right, let me get to center midfield. There's going to be a name on here that we talked about a few months ago because we were linked to him in January. You might be shocked at the fact that I want him now. We'll start with Caicedo. We all want Caicedo. Who doesn't want Caicedo? We could have signed him 3 years ago, man, for 8 million. If we would have listened to Oli or Ralph when they were there, like, I know they weren't the greatest of managers or things, but dude, they had an eye for talent. Like, Oli told United before he became the manager that we needed to sign Erling Haaland. We could have had Erling Haaland from whatever club in Norway.
Like Molde.
Yeah, Molde. Thank you, Molde.
Yeah.
We had Erling Haaland from Molde for $4 million, bro. $4 million. But like, we didn't listen then. Ralph wanted Julian Alvarez. He wanted Luis Diaz. He wanted Moises Caicedo. We didn't get any of them.
I would say Caicedo, Brighton was good for Caicedo's development.
It was, yeah. I have that in here. I said we should have signed him 3 years ago before he went to Brighton, but it's worth it now after seeing the stuff the player he's become.
Because Brighton got the best out of him.
Brighton know how to develop players, man.
Caicedo comes to your club, he becomes the next freaking
Casemiro.
Vanny.
Yeah.
Donnie, rip Donnie.
Caicedo.
I think Caicedo's the perfect Casemiro understudy, man. Like, he'll learn a lot, play that perfect CDM role, because Case's 30, and he's got to be I think he's 35, 34 now.
Yeah, like, but he's just got that pit bull in him, bro. He's got the dog in him.
He's got that dog in him, man.
Yeah, but Caicedo learning under him. Caicedo already has that dog, bro. Like, he'll learn a lot under Case, and he'll play really well. All right, this is the one. Adrien Rabiot on a free transfer from Juventus. Eric really wants him, and if Eric really wants him, we have to back him. Plus, it's not like we're not spending money on Rabiot, man. Like, no. I know Rabiot would have been a toxic. Come into this toxic environment last summer or January when we were linked to him, but like, Frankie's not coming. Like, I have to, like, as it can't be delusional anymore. Like Frankie's not coming. Like I wish he was. He'd be perfect. He'd be that perfect player, but he's not coming anymore. Rabiot's had one of the best seasons of his career at Juventus over the last few months, and like he's free. Like we can't pass up on a depth midfielder when he's free, especially when Eriksen's 31 and he like after 60 minutes, Eriksen just shuts off. Like he doesn't press anymore. He doesn't play the ball really well. I think Rabiot comes in, makes good depth, and we'll
100%.
see. So wrapping it up, Diogo Costa, Harry Kane and Højlund, and then Caicedo and Rabiot. I think if we get that, and obviously, like I'm not going to go in depth, but we need a center back. Like Kim Min-jae is already essentially, I think they said essentially done to us, which is great.
Great player.
He is $45 million release clause would be good for us, but I don't think
that guy Harry Maguire out of
Maguire,
there, bro.
Goodbye, Harry.
That's a perfect transition. Outgoings. I'll start. Harry Maguire. I have no terrible words to say about you. Don't have a lot of good words either. But what a waste of a signing 4 years ago. What a waste of a signing. Club captain, never should have been our club captain. Bruno walked into this team and instantly became the captain, but never got the armband until Harry got benched this season. Harry's got to go. Martial and Weghorst, like we said, we're not re-signing Weghorst. We're not going to fully sign him. Martial's got to go. I mean, there's just so many outgoings we could make, but those are my three. Harry, De Gea should go. Weghorst and Martial will go. I don't think there's anybody else that needs to leave. Donny, I'd love to keep Donny for one more season because he really had an unfortunate injury this season that kept him out. But I think Harry, Weghorst, and Martial and De Gea, it's time. Thank you for whatever you did. But it's time to move on, move forward. If we want to challenge for titles in the Champions League, it's got to be time.
Yeah.
AJ, give us your top three outgoings.
Outs. I would say Mohamed El Neni needs to go.
Finally, rotting.
He's been injured for most of the season. Like he's a fine CDM, but he just doesn't have that level of class that we're looking for now.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's really a good fit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. I would also say Eddie Nketiah probably needs to go out on a loan. I don't want to get rid of him completely, but I think he's got the potential to score goals because clearly in the middle of the season he was bagging some goals. He was a consistent scorer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think maybe that just change of scenery might help them out a little bit.
Okay.
Rob Holding's got to go. He's fine as well, but just once again, not this. It's just the level of player that you need to introduce into your club.
Yeah.
It needs to be next level. It needs to be winning. Jezison Zinchenko coming into the squad because they brought a winning mentality. It was I have one. Guess what? We're gonna win too.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of loanees that are out right now. I'm pretty sure Maitland-Niles is going away.
He's gotta go, bro. He's gotta go.
Maitland-Niles are good. Granite's going away. I would not be opposed to Thomas going away, but he's probably here for another 2 seasons.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, I like those outgoings. It kind of clears up that rookie-esque non-winning mentality of your club. So I like that. All right, Chelsea, what you got?
Listen here.
The 50 people that are on Chelsea's squad.
All right, given Chelsea's situation, I get unlimited outgoings. Here we go.
That's fine. Right. You have to sell. You have to sell the buy.
Starting at the gaffer, Frank Lampard. Get him out of here.
He's already gone.
Ever again.
Bye, Frank. The super Frank.
He's already gone.
I'll go pretty brief with these because there's a lot. Kepa Arrizabalaga, goodbye. Edward Mendy.
Okay.
You know what? He can be there for a backup role, but kind of goodbye, basically. Azpilicueta been great for us. Club legend. Love him,
leaving.
But he needs to just retire, be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Silva will be there for another year. Koulibaly.
Bye.
I would be fine selling
Goodbye.
Koulibaly.
Yeah. Did live reaction.
Mark Cucurella. I don't
Say goodbye to that.
I don't
hag.
want him. We already spent money on him. I don't see us getting rid of him. We'll probably keep him.
Yeah.
I would say Mateo Kovacic, goodbye.
Uh-huh.
He's been great for us, but I don't see us keeping him. And
Mhm.
N'Golo Kante, I think, did we already sign an extension for him?
No, not yet. He hasn't signed anything yet.
See,
No.
given that he's injured again, I don't think it's gonna work
Okay.
out.
So goodbye.
If we do keep him, I say we keep him for maybe another season just as depth.
Yeah.
Zachariah, we
Mhm.
want to extend.
Yeah, he's gone.
un-
That guy can't
unfortunately-
get minutes, bro.
Unfortunately, when he did play, I thought he was a great player. It just didn't work out for him.
Mhm.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek, it
He's already
hurts.
gone.
It does. It really does hurt.
He's gone.
I hope he does good at AC Milan under Jose Mourinho.
Nah,
He-
whoa.
Whoa, hey. That's not Jose.
Mourinho's at Roma.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Roma?
AC Milan.
Yeah,
Why'd I
AC
think of
Milan.
that?
Yeah.
No,
I
but you
don't
know
know.
what?
I think because
I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's got the build, he's got the what every Prem player needs in his position.
Yeah,
It's just not gonna work out with the situation we have at the club.
yeah.
Mhm.
Connor Gallagher. Honestly, goodbye. I think we should sell him for whatever we can get for him. And I know it's been a thing with Chelsea getting rid of players that end up being good and successful at other club, and I think he will be. I wish him the
Tomori.
best of luck. I wish him the best of
Yeah.
luck. Tomori's not an outgoing I really wanted us to get, but you know what? We have Levi Colwill coming up, so
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have Betty Shield, who's proving to be good.
yeah, exactly. Going up forwards, Aubameyang, goodbye. I'll see you later. Never ever touch Chelsea kid
Nothing
again.
personal.
I don't know why we signed him in the first place. Raheem Sterling, he's a good player. He's frustrating, a very frustrating player. But I don't
He's gotta
know.
go.
He's kind of like a gotta go when we
Yeah.
have so many players.
He's
already.
kind of an anchor. He's an anchor contract.
Hakeem
though.
Ziyech
That
should have been
sucks.
gone, but you know he was stranded in the PSG offices.
Yeah.
Christian
Yeah.
Pulisic, I love him a lot. I really do, but I think he should go.
Mhm.
Kai Havertz is the number one guy on my list that needs to leave. I don't ever want him to touch a Chelsea kit again. I cannot stand watching him play for my club. I think he is a great prospective player, but he can go be a prospect somewhere else.
Yeah.
Joao Felix, I don't see us extending him. It didn't work out the way it could have. He's a great player. I think he's an amazing player and he will thrive somewhere else.
Yeah.
But for the money that we will get, we'll have to pay for him. I don't see it going on.
It's not worth
And
it. Yeah.
I mean, that's really it for
Yeah,
us.
it's not
We have a
worth it.
ton of, we've got a ton of young players that are exciting, that are electric, and that can be very good for us. And we need Pochettino to mold them. So
And that'll be good for you. Pochettino will come in and be that man manager, and he'll really help out that development of your young players and meshing them in with your veterans. I mean, Thiago Silva's already doing a good enough job as he is, being that captain and leader for your club, making sure that everybody's level headed. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, you with 37, 40 players in your squad, you have to let a lot of players go.
yeah, we'll see a lot going.
Yeah, I mean, you spend 600 million, bro. In order to spend again, you got to make some sales. So I think that's good. I think those are all realistic options of everybody that can leave our clubs. I don't see anybody else from each of our clubs that we missed that should leave. I think it was good. It's a good way to finish this main section. I think we're gonna finish off today. Give me your way too early prediction. Who wins the league next season? Just first name on your head.
Chelsea FC, bro.
All right.
CFC. In my heart of hearts, Arsenal, because I think they come back with a new passion, a new fever.
Okay.
And but if we're being realistic, it's probably gonna be City again.
I'm gonna be honest, and
They're
I'll throw
just
out
too
dark horse.
good,
I
dude.
think Newcastle are gonna have a Leicester season.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go if we get Dubai, if we get Qatar. Sorry, if we get the Sheikh from Qatar, I think we realistically, I think we challenge for the title. I don't think we win it. I think we finish 2. I think we get close to 1, but I could see. It sucks, man. I really hate saying this, but Manchester City, dude, they're just too good.
Yeah.
I mean, you sign Haaland, like they don't.
Yeah,
Unless they lose Bernardo and they lose Gundogan, but like I don't see
they're
anybody
losing
again.
Gundogan.
So I way too early predictions. I think City got to win it all. unless Newcastle have that miraculous Leicester season.
Right.
I think that's it. I think that's a great way to finish off today. I think we've talked a lot. I know we've gone on a little bit for a little bit over time I think we wanted to begin with, but hey, that's just passion, bro. That's passion. I think we went through a lot of good topics. Big transfer rumors, our dreams for our clubs. I think it's a good way to call it a night. From Zero Ball Knowledge, I'm Chris. We say goodnight to my mates, AJ and Josh. It's been a pleasure, boys. It's been good having you. We'll talk again next week. We'll see y'all later.